So this one's actually one of my favorite clips we've ever filmed, and this actually has Dave in it too. This is
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's there.
He's your inspiration. That Ollie was crazy. Damn.
He did always help me do stuff because he was so gnarly.
Yeah. Then
if he was there, I'm like, all right, I gotta man up here.
That thing is tall. Look at that. When you're bent down, it's like you can barely even see your head, dude.
Good evening and welcome.
Alright, welcome back to the Golden Hour podcast. We have a one-of-a-kind guest here today, Mr. Kyle Burroughs. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Nice. Psyched to have you here. It's been a long time coming.
Thanks, man. Stoked to be here.
Yeah, that's what's
Appreciate
up.
you having me on.
No doubt. What have you been up to, man?
Dad life,
Yeah.
mostly.
Nice.
But-
Yeah. New daughter.
Yep.
Sweet.
2 months now.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're staying busy with that, and you just launched the new brand, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, bringing back the B-side,
Sweet.
which most people remember, but a lot of the kids don't.
Yep.
So,
So what's the goal for that?
we're gonna bring it back as a skateboard company. So, for now,
Yep.
so we're making skateboards, we're making, some hats, hoodies, things like that.
Sweet.
Just
That's
the whole
awesome.
goal of it is to be able to hook up the kids how we used to be hooked up.
Yeah.
Sponsor them, make little videos, and just,
That's awesome.
for fun.
Yeah, we need that around here. There isn't much industry, so to speak. So it's cool that you're taking on that role.
Yeah, I had an opportunity I couldn't pass up with 18 East, and they were doing a little collab with the B-side, and
Sweet.
they had the idea, if you could get the name and get the rights to it and stuff, we should bring it back. And so
Congrats.
he's like, I can't do it because I'm too busy with my own thing, but if you were Oliver or one of you guys who used to be on the team and be a part of it back in the day, I should bring it back. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll do it.
So it's like 25 years later, you're putting some new life into it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
So, trying to educate the younger generation about what the B-side was and, the history of skateboarding in Burlington, but also, showcase the new talent from Burlington and the younger kids coming up, give them the opportunity to shine.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how long have you been skateboarding?
Started in '97, so it's been a
Alright.
minute. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I got my first complete at the B-side in '97. I think spring of '97.
Oh, full circle, huh? Coming back around.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
Sweet. So yeah, we're hyped to have you on here. We wanted to kind of introduce you to the people who don't already know. Kyle and I have been filming together since probably the early 2000s, maybe like 2002-ish. 2001, 2002 or something like that. So we got some clips we're going to show, and yeah, just psyched to have you out here, man.
Thanks
Yeah,
a lot.
absolutely, no doubt. What do you got on your shirt there?
This is one of the 18 East B-side collaboration shirts they made with the hot dog lady, the original. She sold hot dogs on Church Street for like 25 years.
Wow.
And she was just the nicest, sweetest woman, and she used to give hot dogs to some homeless people, and she just always had a smile on her face. And
Sweet.
we were thinking of, doing some nostalgic kind of novel stuff
Yeah.
that has to do with, Burlington in the late 90s, early 2000s, and she came to mind. We were looking on the Facebook page of Burlington in the 90s, and she kept popping up. We're like, we should do something with
Yeah.
her. So
Pay some homage.
yeah,
That's what's up. Now, can people buy that shirt?
I think there's a couple triple XL sizes left on their website.
All right.
We might run it back into do it in some different colors or something.
Sweet.
But yeah,
That's
it's a
awesome.
hard screen print to do to
Yeah.
blend all the colors and stuff. So
Yeah, they came out good.
yeah, we might do a board with it. We're thinking too. So
That's what's up. And where can people get your B-side gear?
the bsidevt.com,
Awesome.
or they can go to our Instagram and the link's in our bio. So
Cool. So yeah, check it out at thebsidevt.com. Grab a board, a t-shirt, a hoodie. Support the cause, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. So you're also a founder and an owner of Burroughs Chocolate, right?
yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I started that in 2011, and I was getting really into health and nutrition and stuff, and found out that chocolate is actually a superfood. It's really healthy for you when it's just the raw, pure cacao,
Good
straight
shit.
from the tree, you know, and you don't add a bunch of sugar and cook the heck out of it. So I was looking to do something different besides skateboarding, because before that I was really pursuing skateboarding. You know, I ended up getting sick from just not taking care of myself and injured, and you know, really went down the rabbit hole of like health and nutrition and taking better care of myself and stuff, and I found out about chocolate and the benefits, and so I started to do the farmers market and started really small with it, and still doing it today, but just not as much as I was when I first started. And
yeah, I mean, you got a full plate there with the little ones.
Yeah.
And, running the brand, but that's cool that you're still keeping it going.
yeah, it'll be a fun thing to be able to hand down to them, and maybe do the farmers markets with them and
Totally.
hand it over to them someday. So it's a labor of love.
Yeah, right on.
And it's always good to have chocolate around, so.
Right on, no doubt. So yeah, you and I have traveled quite a bit together. I mean, there's obviously some stories we probably shouldn't be telling on the air, but you know, we got probably a couple that we can share. I'm trying to think. Some of our first trips, we were probably just going down to Boston and skating with like Zared and Zeb and all those guys.
Yeah.
So tell me what you remember from those days, like those early trips and filming for some of those first videos.
Yeah. I remember going up to Montreal and down to Boston, and I never was one to get a lot of clips on those trips, but it was always fun.
Yeah.
You know, it was tough because the pressure was always on. It's like, all right, we got this day and we're heading back, and you know, but it was always a good time, and so cool to be in the city and see the kids that were there skating who were in the industry, and
For sure.
maybe even see like a pro or two go by, and so it really brought the hype back to Burlington when we come back after those trips, and being like, okay.
No doubt. I remember one of our Florida trips where it was you and Aber and I were basically living on the roof of the MIA skate park or whatever in a tent. You remember that?
Yeah, we were definitely hustling.
Yeah, trife mode.
Yeah,
Trife mode.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, totally. There was a couple times where we didn't really have anywhere to stay, and we'd just be like crashing in like random grass and like waking up, getting kicked, like, get out of here, you meth heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, do you remember that time we were like left our tents on the roof or something? Like we like came back and they were all like in the dumpster or something, like all our stuff was in the trash.
Yeah, that was the end of that.
Yeah. Crazy times.
And they put trash in our tent so we couldn't like take them out and
Yeah.
use them again.
Yeah, that was crazy. We had Colin Hale on last week on the podcast, and we were talking about the classic story where we were like bum rushed in the hood, and
yeah, that was one of the scariest experiences
crazy
ever.
times.
Yeah.
Now, you're not initially from Vermont, right? You're from New Orleans originally, or?
Well, I was born here.
Okay.
And then after I was born, I moved down to Louisiana, right outside of New Orleans, and lived there till I was about 6.
All right.
And then I came back up here and started kindergarten and lived here ever since.
Yeah.
But I'd go back down and visit often because I have a lot of family down there.
Yeah, I remember we went to, took a Mardi Gras trip to New Orleans, I think, right? It was right around Mardi Gras. I remember going to the parades and all that stuff and hanging out with your family. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Crayfish or crawfish.
Yeah.
What is it?
Crawfish.
Crawfish.
They call it crawfish down there.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
No doubt. Sweet. So, besides running the brand, how's the family? Everyone good?
Yeah, everyone's good.
Nice.
You know, mostly I'm a stay-at-home dad with my little guy. He's 4, Arthur.
Yep.
And so, it's nice to have these little side hustles, chocolate and skateboard company and I'm doing some personal training as well, that I can kind of be flexible with my schedule. And
Yeah, you recently got certified as a personal trainer, right?
yep,
Cool.
yeah, this year.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been my first year doing that, and I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Just helping people lose weight and get stronger and more in
Totally.
shape, and
Awesome.
yeah, I love that work, and it helps me stay in shape myself. So, which
Yeah.
is great for trying to skate and have longevity skateboarding and stuff. So
Yeah, for sure. How old are you now?
I'm 38.
All right,
So.
and you're still killing it, man. For those of you who don't know, Kyle just had a part in iHomie, most recent Vermont skate video, which is pretty cool. How'd you like your part and how it all came together?
I loved it. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so cool to have a part with the same homies that I had parts with back in the day.
Yeah.
All these years later, and it's super special that Dave's last part is in the video. And
Yep.
I'm a part of that with him. And
Yeah,
so,
it's amazing. Yeah, what's up? It's honored to have you be in there.
thank you.
People want to check out iHomie, you can catch it at goldenhourvt.com, and we appreciate all the support.
When I started skating, I lived up in the Champlain Islands, up in Grand Isle, and so there wasn't much to skate up there. It was just dirt roads mostly, and there's maybe a couple places that were actually paved, like the elementary school and the fire station. But one of my buddies from up there skated and brought me to the B-side, and that's when I saw my first skate video magazine and saw, and
Do
I
you
was
remember
like,
what it was?
wow. I don't remember. I think it was just like a Trans World or a Thrasher, and just like they were playing videos on the TV there. So I was like, once I saw that, I was hooked. I was like, all right, I'm doing this. Because before that, I was snowboarding.
Okay.
I started snowboarding like a year or two before that, and so I just thought skating was kind of stupid because I never saw anyone land any tricks.
Yeah.
They were always just flicking the board around and never landing anything. So I was just like, that's kind of dumb,
Yeah.
And then when I actually saw kids doing stuff like that, I was like, okay, this is amazing. So got my first complete, and then I was skating mostly up in the islands, and just I had been playing a lot of sports before that, like organized sports, so I kind of had that like athletic ability to like pick things up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And once I saw that I was progressing pretty quickly, and my friends who had been skating were like, yo, you're doing good, just like, and I got my first skate videos and started watching them. And
Yeah,
I
what
just
were the first
progressed.
videos you remember having?
I got Uno, Trans World Uno, and yeah, and that blew my mind. Had like Penny and all the pros in that video. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then I had like a 411 issue 16, I think, and it had LeVar McBride profile, and it had a Pier 7 spot check.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, whoa. And so,
Yeah, LeVar's the legend for sure.
yeah, Toy Machine came out around that time. The
Jump off the building.
Welcome to Hell.
Oh, Welcome to Hell. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just would skate every single day and just progress really quickly. And then we started going to Burlington, and that's when I saw some really good kids down there. Like I remember seeing A-Dog and Parker like skate the church,
Yeah.
and I was just sitting there like, wow, I want to do that. And then I'd see Ethan Indorf skate, and these guys were like gods to us when we were little 14. I was like probably 13, 14, and seeing those dudes skate around the city. And that's before we had parks in Burlington, so like you would just see kids skating through the streets. You wouldn't,
Yeah.
and it was like, wow, there goes Ethan, there goes A-Dog, there goes, and then like going to the courthouse and seeing like a real session going down where those dudes like, I remember Ethan like 360 flipping off the platform, and like just like 20 kids just skating there. And it was
Yeah.
like, damn, I want to be a part of this. I want to do this, and so
Totally.
made me really want to progress. But Lee Baker was one of my best friends from the islands who taught me a lot about skateboarding.
Shout out Lee Baker.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
And actually, funny enough, he's the guy that I'm partnering with now to bring the B-side back.
That's so cool.
So it's all come full circle, and now I can't think of anyone better to do it with than like the kid who taught me most of the tricks I learned when I was
Fuck yeah.
first starting
That's what's
skating.
up.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. So you made actually a skate video too, in what, like 99 or 2000?
Yeah, Chronicles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was in that?
Oliver Reed. He's another kid who was like my age that I first saw skating downtown, who was really good. He was like already a sponsored snowboarder, and he just was really solid on the board, and so we became friends back then. And you know, whenever I came to town, I tried to skate with him.
Yeah.
And he would go away for the summer, though, so I wouldn't see him all summer. He'd go down to Martha's Vineyard, and that's when I met Tommy Sizemore. And he became like an older brother and kind of like showed me the ways of the city.
Yeah.
You know, like gave me some city smarts, like
Yeah.
you know, and
Taught you the hustle.
yeah, and taught me, yeah, like this is how you sell weed, make a little money, and you can like, you know, have enough money to go skate for the day, eat some food, like watch out for this over here, you know, things like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember at that time, I think Tommy was living in like a little shack or something. I went over there and they had like the cords that like came from the neighbor's house type thing, get power. And
Yeah, he was true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow. He didn't know anything about skating. He was so good at skating. And I was like, yeah, like Chad Muska. And he's like, who's that? What? And he was doing tricks. I'm like, that was a sick hard flip. He's like, I didn't even know what that was called.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's fucking hard flipping and he doesn't even know what a hard flip is.
Yeah. So I started kind of giving him stuff to watch and to do, and we just started skating. And I think I taught him a little bit about, you know, the industry a little more, because he really didn't care.
Yeah.
He was just street skater, and he taught me about the streets. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Crazy.
He kind of took me under his wing. And
nice. So it was you, Oliver, Tommy, who else had parts in Chronicles?
Scott Furquet, who was amazing. He was about our age, and he lived in Montreal half the year and then in Burlington the other half.
Yep.
And Greg Fox.
Greg Fox, a legend.
Crazy enough, I went to Essex Middle School with him before we even skated, and he was the best soccer player on the playground at recess. Like, way better than everyone else. And then years later, I moved, away from Essex up to the islands, and all the kids I was friends with on the playground were like amazing skateboarders. It's like no matter where I would have like lived, the islands or there, I would have skated.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, totally. That's crazy. So, so you moved out to California at a certain point, right? You were out in the Bay Area for a little bit.
Well, the first time I moved to California was, so I graduated. I was gonna drop out of high school. And actually, Ethan Indorf was going to, like, emancipate me.
Huh.
And, like, I had the discussion with my parents. I'm like, I'm going to drop out. Ethan's going to take me under his wing and, like, legally be my guardian out in San Francisco, because he had already moved out there.
Okay.
And I was going to pursue skateboarding. But they didn't really like that idea. They were this close to letting me go, but they're like, maybe we can work something out where you can get out of high school early.
Okay.
So I talked to my guidance counselor, and we worked something out so I could graduate a year early. If I just, like, got all my work done.
Yeah, you're like, what do I got to do? Just get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, extra credit and shit. So I actually graduated a year early. I turned a senior halfway through my junior year. Graduated early. And then immediately after I graduated, me and Tommy traded a half ounce of outdoor for a car.
Oh,
because
damn.
the guy was going to jail. And, like, he wanted to try to smuggle in the herb in jail. So, like, he could only take a small amount.
Yeah.
And we got this old Buick that's like we're sitting on a couch in it.
Yeah, so you're like, what, 17, 18 at this point?
Yeah. I just got my license, and we just packed all our stuff and just drove straight to Pier 7.
That's insane.
Straight to San Francisco.
17 years old, and here you are, just
got my license, like, had no idea that interstates, like, in other parts of the country were way different from our interstate.
Oh, like multiple lane traffic and all that stuff.
And, like, you can't just, like, get onto an interstate sometimes. You gotta, like, wait, and then, like, we almost got taken out, like, just craziness. And
so you guys leave Burlington, and you said you drove straight to Pier 7?
Yeah.
And just pulled up?
Yep.
That's crazy.
And then we're like, now what? And it was, like, getting dark. And we were, like, kind of camping, sleeping in the car on the way there. And then we get there, and we're like, damn, this is cool, but, like, we kind of always had the idea to go where it was warmer down in like LA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we wanted to go to LA so much. We probably should have just stayed in San Francisco. But that night, we spent the night in San Francisco in like a neighborhood, and then we're like, the next morning, like, let's drive to LA. So we just drove down to LA.
And did you know anybody down there at the time, or?
No.
No.
We ended up, we're like, we want to go to Orange County, because, you know, you watch 4-on-1s and all these pros and stuff are from that area, and it just seems so nice and sunny, and so much industry and stuff there. So we pulled up, we went to Anaheim for some reason. We went to Huntington Beach, actually skated that little Huntington Beach park.
Yeah.
Ended up in Anaheim, I don't know why, but we got jobs at Burger King. And we started working at Burger King.
So you're just like living out of your car and working at Burger King?
Yep.
At 17 years old?
Well, we ended up getting an apartment.
Okay.
So we called our parents. We had a little bit of money, you know, maybe enough for like first month's rent. We called our parents to be like, yo, we're set up here, we got jobs. Can you co-sign, help us get into this little apartment here? And they actually did, so they helped us out.
All right.
And we got into that apartment, but I just don't think we were in the right area. You know, like we were skating this park every day, like a city park. You've probably seen it in videos, actually, in Chad Tim Tim's 9 Club. He talks a lot about this spot, but it's got these 2 ledges going off the stairs, and he talks about like a trick he did there, like an over blunt thing.
Yep.
I forget the name of the park, but
this is in Anaheim, you're saying?
Anaheim, yeah.
All right.
And so, yeah, we were working at Burger King, but it sucked.
Yeah, I bet.
We weren't going to get paid for 2 weeks, and and Tommy hated it, you know.
Yeah.
We actually got sponsored by a local little skate shop, so that was cool. We were filming a little bit of stuff there, but Tommy was like, dude, this sucks. Like, I could just go back to Vermont, everything's comfortable, you know, sell weed and just chill, and, you know, I think he was getting homesick, so he was like, dude, we should go back home. And I was like, oh man, we're already here, we're all set up, like, let's just stay, we can just rough it out a little bit longer and make it work. And he was like, I'm leaving, if you want to come, if not, you can stay. And I was like, fuck. So we ended up taking off. We went back a different way. We went through Las Vegas and like back that way. But before we left the keys with the landlady's son because she wasn't there. We're like, all right, we're leaving, here's the keys. We get a call like months and months later, and they're like, the kid had like let people come live in the apartment, and they trashed it, and there's like doing drugs and a bunch of mayhem there. So they they kept our deposit, and it's this big thing. But so yeah, we took off, and
so you just started driving back.
Yeah, we were running out of money, so we like right when we were getting to New York, going to Vegas was cool. We skated Vegas for a little bit on the way back. But yeah, we were running out of money. We were so close to home. We were like in New York somewhere, and we stole some gas. Tommy's like, yeah, you just leave the handle off the thing and they don't know.
Because this is back when you didn't have to like prepay for gas and everything. You could just fill it up and then go tell them how much you bought.
Exactly.
All right.
So we got away with it because we were at a busy place. It was during the day. No one really knew what was going on. And so we're like, that was easy. That's awesome. And then we got to Ticonderoga, New York, and it was at night. And we were like, man, all we gotta do is cross the lake. We're in Vermont. We're home free. One more tank of gas. Like, we can make it. And because we were just too proud to like call our parents and be like, can you send money or whatever. So, so we pull into this gas station at night, and the dude's outside. We're the only ones there. He's talking to someone, and we're like, fuck. So we start filling it up, and then I even get out and start walking near Tommy like we're going inside to pay, so the guy goes inside, and then we just run back in, get in, and just take off. And we like go through a red light, which was sketchy because a car was coming and stuff, and we pull off into this down zone, and we're like, all right, let's just chill here for the night, like just in case there's cops around or whatever, we'll be able to like leave in the morning and it'll be all good. But we're sitting there, we're like, there's no cops, man. We'll be fine. We waited it out a little bit. So then, sure enough, we take off to try to go the lights come on behind us,
Oh, damn.
and the cops got us, and they arrested our asses and threw us in jail. Got strip searched. We got like the full jumpsuits on.
Damn.
Spent the night in jail.
So
And
you came all the way back from California, and you basically could see Vermont, and then you finally get,
Yeah.
you guys get locked up right there. How long did you have to stay in jail for?
Just one night, and like most of the next day.
Yeah.
Until I think it was my stepmom came and picked us up.
Alright.
Maybe I think his mom came and picked him up actually. Yeah, it was
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
So that was the first time you went to California, and
Yeah.
then. So what year was this? This is around like 2000 or something?
Yep. 2000.
Right. And then you later moved back out there, and you were what, in Santa Barbara for a while?
Yeah. So I lived back here for a while and skated on and off, and then my girlfriend had some family out there, so we went to like visit in San Francisco, outside of San Francisco, and I got to check out the city a little bit, and it was awesome. And randomly enough, I ran into a friend that lived in San Francisco. Yeah. I'm trying to remember how this all worked out, but yeah, I ran into a friend that lived in San Francisco from Waterbury, Vermont, that I met. He was going to college there.
Oh, crazy.
And so I was like, yeah, and I got his number and whatever. And I forget how. Oh, yeah. And my other friend had moved out there. I forget exactly how it happened, but I went out to San Francisco. I was living there, I think, with a couple kids from Essex, John and Steve McDonald.
Yeah.
And because they were going to school out there too, and Ethan was out there, so I met up with him. But my buddy Miles from Burlington, who was around during the peace of time, he came to UVM around that time. He was going down to Santa Barbara, and he's like, I got connections, I can get, I got a place for us to stay, all these things. So I was like, all right, I'll go down there and check it out.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up going down to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, did you like Santa Barbara?
Not really.
No.
I mean, it was nice, like the ocean and the beach was nice, and they had a cool park on the ocean right there.
Yeah.
It was concrete, and I like the idea of like shorties and like
Yeah.
all that stuff that was down there.
Now, were you doing some stuff with Powell at the time, or how did that all?
Yeah, so when I was down there skating, I was at a random park outside of Santa Barbara, and skating, and this guy was leaving, and he's like, I had a talent shirt on. He's like, talent? Like Vermont, Hannah and Dave? I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, I love talent. Like, I go to Vermont, and he knew all this stuff, and that was Jersey Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
And
Mikey Fullington.
he used to work up here for like Tech9 or something, or I forget. But he was like, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm actually looking for a job, like trying to make it happen down here. And he's like, I work for Powell, and I might be able to get you a job there, like helping make the boards and stuff. So he got me the job there, me and Miles.
Yep.
And we were sanding boards, like after they heat transfer the board and put the graphic on there, like you have to sand the edge to make it
So it doesn't peel.
perfect.
Yeah.
And so it looks even. And so our job was just standing in front of this, sand roller thing and just a big stack of boards, and you just make sure the edges are all perfect.
All
and put
day.
them over here, and yeah. And we were the only there's all these Mexican dudes in there, and we were just like two young white. It was so out of character, out of context, but
Yeah.
they didn't really like us too much because we were just like
Taking their jobs.
yeah. And but it was fun. It was cool to see how everything was made, all the boards, like how they pressed it, and I got to drill some holes in the boards for the hardware, and they were making wheels in there, and just see like a full-on skate, warehouse going.
Yeah, crazy.
And, and then Miles, they didn't like Miles, the Mexicans, and because he was like kind of spoiled rich kid, and like didn't really like the job at all, and didn't like get bossed around by them, and so he quit or got fired. I forget what happened, and I had to do the same because he was my ride there.
All right.
But then
The old buddy system failed.
yeah. But what happened was I ended up just getting sponsored after that by them. So then I was still going to the warehouse and just not working, but just putting stuff in a box and like
Yeah.
it was awesome. And yeah, they hooked me up a lot back then. And
that's cool.
it's my first real sponsor.
Sweet. So I'm trying to think how many parts we've actually filmed together. I know we did Piece of Time in 2004. You had Family Tree in 2007. Good Things Come Those Who Skate 2010. And then you started doing the Best Ever thing, which is what, just like a little side project you were doing?
Yeah, it was. We wanted to eventually turn it into a brand and like really start doing stuff, but we never fully committed. Like we never got like everything legally, and never like we just didn't fully follow through with it.
Yeah,
but
it's
it was
a lot
fun.
of work, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was doing a lot of chocolate back then, and I did it with Stefan, who was doing his own thing, working at Burton and things like that. But it was just fun to like, no one was really making local videos or edits at that time.
Yeah, I was definitely on a hiatus for a bit there
Yeah.
at that point.
So it's cool to like do some of that and just, create, be out there in the streets and film and skate. And
I was
all
hyped
those
when you
things,
did it
so.
because I was sitting on some clips and I was like, well, I'm not making another video, so it's cool to be able to like contribute to some of that stuff. And
yeah.
yeah, that was awesome. Speaking of clips, we got a few that I pulled up here from over the years that we could show the peoples and see what you can tell us about these.
Best Ever might come back someday though. It's just on pause while we get the B-side going, but we did put so much time and effort and energy into it, and people still love it, so.
Yeah, totally. Alright, so this one right here is from New Orleans. This was when we went down after Hurricane Katrina, right?
Yep.
And, what do you remember about this?
That spot was on the cover of the Skateboarder magazine, or Skateboarder magazine, yeah. Brent Ashley was doing a big frontside ollie, so when we were in New Orleans, we knew that was in New Orleans, we're like, we gotta go find that spot. So we went there and it was gnarly. And it was scary.
I remember we had to shovel out all that stuff there.
We shoveled all this dirt out, and and it was a bust, so we were like trying to...
Oh yeah, the cops like came and like told us they were gonna put us in jail or something, right? So
I think the first time we went with Dave Baczynski
and
Danny Fuenzalida, and the cops came and they were gonna like kick our ass.
Yeah.
And they were like, get the fuck out of here, like there's dead bodies floating up here still every day, like this is not a place where you can...
Yeah, so that's right. So then we had to go back at like 6 in the morning or like super early, didn't we? Like the next day.
They were literally going to bring us to jail right then,
Yeah.
or go kick our ass. They were not fucking around. And Danny Fuenzalida got us out of that one because he's like, I'm a professional skateboarder, like we're here on a company thing, and they're like, what do you mean you're not like one in a million like Tony Hawk? And he's like, actually I just won like the World Cup of skateboard. He just won some crazy contest, and he's like, actually I know Tony Hawk, and I like and he talked us out of it, and the guy's like, oh, okay, and he let us go, and thank God for Danny Fuenzalida, and Baczynski and I think Marshall and them were hiding somewhere. So they weren't getting busted.
Yeah, we were hiding down the way because we saw the cops coming in. Like we tried to like alert you guys. But, yeah.
And then so what we did was, right before we were gonna leave New Orleans, last thing, let's just go try to like barge it and see if we can get something.
You got these couple clips here. This nollie flip. Let's take a look at this. Damn, that was boss. And then you did the nollie frontside flip too, huh? Damn. That was awesome. Let's see that again. Yeah.
And I think Paul de Oliveira was with us. He got a tray flip. And Marshall.
Shout out Paul. What's up, Ollie? Yeah. Lil Paul.
Yeah.
This is the switch backside 360 kickflip that you did in Miami on the roof in Key Biscayne.
Oh, had the yellow board.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You were riding for Satori and Yellow for a bit, right, at that time?
Yeah, I was getting a little flow from Yellow Brand, which was like an offshoot. They're under high grade distribution.
Yeah.
And Satori
Damn, this switchback side 360 flip. I don't think this is what, 15 years ago? I don't think anyone was doing that at this time.
I kind of forgot about that.
That was crazy.
That was a hard one. I
Yeah.
kind of just skidded it, but
Yeah, that was sick.
looks like it was getting dark too.
Yeah. We're on the roof of the old boat racing stadium there in Key Biscayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that spot because it was so beautiful up there, but it was hard to skate and it was scary as fuck.
Yeah, the roof would like
up there.
shake when you were up on it and stuff.
Yeah, and just getting up that little ladder and
Oh, it was all rusted out.
yeah,
you could
you
fall
gotta
down.
you gotta walk around a hole where you could literally fall like
Die,
100
certain
feet.
death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Shaun wouldn't even go up. He was too scared to go
Yeah,
up there.
and he used to be like, "Yo, I'm black, dude. Black people don't like heights." We'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And then one day he found out that like Stevie Williams didn't want to go up there either, and he's like, "See, dude, I told you."
Oh, really?
He's like, "It's all black people. We don't like heights." I'm like, "I'm not
You
sure
got-
if that's true, Shaun, but all right."
You got the best clips up there.
Yeah, we ended up convincing him to get up there finally one day.
What do you do up there? Fakey.
He did
full cab
nollie.
flip?
Yeah, he did fakey full cab flip, nollie varial flip.
Damn. And he popped the hell out
Yeah,
of it too.
Shaun Stem got it popping. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Alright, this is a gem. This is one of your enders from Family Tree.
Got the matching shoes.
Yeah, you
the
got
shirt,
the Satori shirt.
iPad.
The nose grind nollie flip, right? Yeah. Damn, that was crazy. That spot was tough, huh?
Yeah, that we had to go back there like 3 or 4 times to get that. Because
Yeah.
I remember we needed an ender for Family Tree, and it was like I thought it was more in the fall when I did that, but
That was sick.
I was hyped to get that. That took a lot of tries.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that ledge, the curve is crazy, but also this, like, big crack you have to go over right there, right before it.
Let's see pop up there.
Yeah, you can see you have to pop up, the nose grinding around it. Boom.
But that thing used to be
Butter.
pretty buttery, so like if you did get into something good, you could actually like make it around it.
Yeah.
Now you go there.
And we got the nollie full cab flip on the roof in Key Biscayne, too. This one was,
I'm hyped because that's A-Bear right there.
oh, yeah.
And you
Oh,
can hear him in the background. He's like, oh.
that's awesome. Yeah, that one was...
You know what's funny about this is it's when I did the nose manny nollie flip in iHomie, Dave was there, and that was our first time skating in like 5 years, and it was our first time both skating the new City Hall Park. And when I land the nose manny nollie flip, you can hear him in the background like, oh,
Sick.
and just like that.
That's sick. Yeah, that was so good. Oh, bolts.
I was hyped on that one.
That was tight. Alright, let's see what else we got here for the peoples.
Yeah, it looks like we always went there later in the day.
Either that or maybe we just took us a while to get our tricks.
Yeah.
um,
It's probably too hot when it was during the day.
yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, when we're in Miami, we like to go to the beach and just like chill during the day, and then once it started to cool off a little bit,
Yeah.
we get out. We were probably hungover from the day before too. We were going out quite a bit at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know how. We had no money, and Miami was so expensive. We were just like bumming drinks off people or
Yeah.
trying to get girls to like buy us drinks and stuff. Yeah. So this one's actually one of my favorite clips we've ever filmed, and this actually has Dave in it too. This is
Oh yeah.
yeah.
He's there. Yeah.
He's your inspiration. That Ollie was crazy. Damn.
He did always help me do stuff because he was so gnarly.
Yeah. Then
You
just
know, if he
comes-
was there, I'm like, all right, I gotta man up here.
That thing is tall. Look at that. When you're bent down, it's like you can barely even see your head, dude. Holy shit. That was is that the
pretty
tallest thing you've ollied?
I don't know.
It looks pretty
I look at
fucking
some
big.
stuff I ollied back in the day, and I'm like, man, that was no
I
joke.
mean, seriously, like you're crouched, it's literally looks like it's over your head when you're bending down. Or like almost. Then into that gnarly chute. And here comes Dave on the tricycle.
That makes the trick right there.
Look at this crazy
I was gonna
fuck.
right there. I was just about to try to jump over him, but I didn't know where he was going. I was like, that might not end well. So
Oh, man. Let's see this one more time. Oh, that's a different one.
dude,
All
yeah.
right. Boom.
Shem Roos got a dope photo of that actually.
Oh, awesome. Look at this kid. What a maniac.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Damn. All right, and then we got one more, which is your ender from Good Things Come to Those Who Skate, the Nollie Full Cab Nose Manny 180. This was insane. Damn, riding through the puddle right as the green light come out.
Yeah, that's probably the best Manny trick I've ever done.
Yeah.
And Marshall was telling me the other day, actually on the phone, he's like, I don't think anyone's ever done that straight on to something.
That's crazy.
It's a downhill Manny, so that definitely helps because you don't have to pop as high, but
And you got Marshall and the Florida
yeah,
homies
that's
all
the
bum
best
rushing
part
you.
is Marshall's hype.
Look at, here he comes. What up?
Yeah.
He's all hyped.
That was like my one clip to Marshall's like 5 clips, so.
I remember we would drive up to that. That was like a BJ's wholesale club or something, and we was like an hour from where we were living in Miami or wherever.
Yeah.
And we'd just drive up there at night with like a 30-pack of shitty beer and just stay there for hours trying tricks.
Well, that was the beauty of it, is that it was lit up.
Yeah.
And no one cared if you skated it, so you could just be there forever.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Remember when we first started going up there, all the Florida kids would be like, everything's been done here, and we were like, nah.
Yeah.
Hold my beer, son.
Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. Marshall crushed that spot.
Damn, that was fucking crazy, dude. Props to you.
Thank you. Never done that since, but I tried
You don't need to.
last year to do it at the park. And
Alright, I got one more for the peoples here, just because it popped up. This was, also in Florida. Right on South Beach, right? Yeah.
at the post office.
Yeah. This was crazy. You were trying to figure out a way.
Trying to do something here, which everyone skates like a normal trick, but I couldn't do it, so I was just like, I'll just nose manny this thing and call it a day. And I always used to skate with headphones in.
Oh, yeah.
I like couldn't skate unless
This
I
is crazy to me, how you turn the corner. Like, whoop.
That was lucky.
Yeah, you almost ran into it. You're somehow still holding it.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that was crazy.
I didn't even know where I was gonna go.
Yeah, I like to ride right between those cars. Holy shit, that was... You're crazy, bro. That was nuts.
Those are such good memories and times being down there in Florida. It's so nice there.
Yeah,
the beach.
We like literally had no money at all. Like I don't even know how we survived.
Well, we had a little herb.
Oh yeah.
That was sponsored to us.
Yeah.
To sell.
Yeah.
So that we could make enough to like buy a little food.
Yeah, Forlo. Shout out Forlo for helping back in the symptoms days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. We'd be like, oh damn, we need to we need to eat today. We gotta find someone to buy a slice or something, you know? Like,
yeah.
Just go walking around the beach until we could sell like a 20 or something, and then I'd be like, all right, guys, here's your $5 for the day.
Some of our best customers were pros that were in town. Like we met up with like the Baker team once. We met up with Ice Cream.
Oh yeah, that's
team.
Right. Yeah.
Like Jimmy Gurecki and them, and you know some other pros because they didn't have any hookups. So
yeah, they'd be like visiting Miami, and we'd just like kind of figure out who was around, go to the skate shop, and meet up with whoever.
Yeah.
Yep, and then like I think I was around the time they were filming.
Antoine Dixon was there.
Yeah, Antoine, that's the homie.
Spent a lot of time.
Shout out Antoine. I remember I was with him when he got arrested at University of Miami, like fighting cops and stuff. And earlier that day we were at the tattoo shop, and I'm like, what are you gonna get? And he's like, oh, I think I'm gonna get my cousin's friend's area code tattooed on my face. I'll be like, what, dude? And then I'll be like, oh, what's that? He's like, oh, I don't know, that's some chick's phone number.
He's just naming them all up. He's like, I don't know that, I just wanted that.
Yeah. He's like, oh, it's like the number 385.
Yeah.
Whatever, but yeah, shout out Antoine. Like the America video, they were in Miami filming for it. Can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I remember we met up with that's when we met up with like Braden and Herman and all those guys.
Yeah, he was cool, Braden.
Yeah, we went to the White Hubba, the ADP Hubba, and watched some of that shit go down.
Yep.
That was a good time. I think I filmed a couple of those second angles that were in the America video or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were good times, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hey, man, it's been an honor to have you on the podcast. Hope you come back and see us again.
Yeah.
Everyone check out the B-Side VT, right, .com.
Yep.
Big things in the works here. You can support the chocolate company, Burroughs Chocolate. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and till we meet again, my man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thanks a
for
lot.
coming out. Yeah.
Love you, G.
It's been one for the golden hour. Thanks again to Kyle Burroughs. We out.
Peace.